Hey guys, welcome back to the Mentor Center. In this video, I am going to show you how to easily solve inequalities. Inequalities are often thought to be harder than regular equations, but today I'm going to show you that this is not the case. Probably the best way to solve inequalities is to treat them as regular equations, solve them, and then do a few extra steps. Let me show you on this example here. A lot of people will get overwhelmed looking at this and just start plugging in numbers that they think will work, but let's try using my shortcut. First, I'm literally going to replace this less than sign with an equal sign. Now we can just solve it like any other regular equation. Let's isolate the x variable from the numbers, so I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. That leaves me with 2x equals, the 5's cancel out, and 13 minus 5 is 8. Now, I want to divide by 2 so I can isolate my x variable. And that gives me x equals 4. Now remember, this is not the solution to the inequality. Like I said earlier, we actually need to complete a few extra steps to get the right answer. If anything up to this point seems confusing, I would recommend checking out my video on solving equations. So now let's do those extra steps I was talking about earlier. First, let's draw a number line. Next, we're going to put our answer that we got before, which was x equals 4, on this number line, and since we only have one answer, I'm going to put it right in the center. Now let's try to understand what this question is actually asking us. It wants us to find an x value, or a range of x values, that gets us less than 13 when we plug them in to 2x plus 5. Now because we have this x value here, x equals 4, we know our answer is going to be on either side of x equals 4. This makes our job much easier because it lets us know that our final answer is going to be either less than 4 or greater than 4. So now we can plug in values on either side of x equals 4 into our inequality and see which one works. For the left-hand side, which represents all values less than 4, one value that I always like trying is 0. This is because when you plug it back into the original inequality, the whole x term goes away because anything times 0 is just 0. So if we have 2x plus 5 and x is equal to 0, we basically have 5 because the 2x goes away. And 5 is less than 13. So everything less than 4 does work. So I'm going to put a check mark there. Now let's try everything on the right side, or all values are greater than 4. Just to make things easy, I'm going to pick 5. When I plug 5 back in to the original inequality, what I get is 2x plus 5 is less than 13, and x equals 5, so I have 2 times 5 plus 5 is less than 13. Well, 2 times 5 is 10, plus 5 gives us 15. And I know that 15 is not less than 13. So that means every value greater than 4 does not work. So, as a result, our final answer is x is less than 4. Now, let's do some practice problems. You can pause the video and I'll go over the answers after that. The first question I have here is 3x minus 9 is greater than 6. So let's go through it like I showed you before. First, I'm going to take this sign and make it an equal. Now I can just solve it like a regular equation. Obviously the 9's go away, and 6 plus 9 is 15. Now I can divide both sides by 3, so that gives me x equals 15 divided by 3 is 5. Again, this is not our final solution, so let's rewrite the inequality that we had before. And this time, we're going to draw a number line with the 5 in the middle. And now we need to check which side works. So for the left side, or everything that's less than 5, I'm going to choose 0 again, because that works really nicely. So with 0, I have 3 times 0 minus 9 is greater than 6. Well, 3 times 0 is 0, minus 9 is equal to negative 9. And I know negative 9 is not greater than 6. So everything to the left of 5 does not work. Now let's try the right-hand side, or everything that's greater than 5. For simplicity, I'm just going to use 6. So 3 times 6 minus 9 is greater than 6. Well, 3 times 6 is 18. Minus 9 gives us 9. And I know 9 is greater than 6. So this side works. So that means x is greater than 5. Let's do one more practice problem. So here I have 4x minus 12 is less than 16. So I'm going to go through this one much quicker. I'm going to make this an equal, and I'm going to add 12 to both sides. The 4x comes down, the 12s cancel, and 16 plus 12 is 28. Now I'm going to divide both sides by 4, and that gives me x equals 7. Now let's rewrite our original question. I'm going to redraw my number line, and this time I have 7 in the middle. For the left-hand side, I'm going to choose 0, and so that gives me 4 times 0 minus 12 is less than 16. Well, 4 times 0 is 0, minus 12 gives me negative 12, and I know negative 12 is less than 16, so all values less than 7 work. Now, onto the right-hand side. I'm going to pick 8, and so that gives me 4 times 8 minus 12 is less than 16. Well, 4 times 8 is 32. Minus 12 gives me 20, and I know 20 is not less than 16 because 20 is greater than 16. So all values greater than 7 do not work. And that means our final answer is x is less than 7. If you guys found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.